What is up, everyone? Back again with a brand new video, and happy new year. I hope all your new year celebrations went well and you had a great time with family or whom you spend it with. um I know I had definitely, and the year has already started off pretty crazily in different ways, but um today, if you remember, a couple days ago I was gonna do this day after directly, but celebrations and a few other things, it came in the way. I had to delay the video a little bit. But a couple days ago, just before New Year's Eve, I think on the 30th, I did a video on my top 17 movies that I watched in cinema throughout the whole of 2023. Well, I said that video I was gonna do another list as well of the top 10 shows, and yeah, today we're gonna go over that. And this is not as much as the last one. I know the last one was 50 minutes or something at least, and I'm sorry for that, but hope you guys still enjoyed most of it. If you did watch a little bit of it, however much you watched, I'm grateful for that. But let's just get into this right now. This list is a bit short, of course. It's only 10 of these, and some of these are kind of like a little cheating kind of thing, because I think one or two of them did not come out in 2023, but I did see them then. Maybe that's because I didn't have too much and I wanted it to be a proper, true, like, list. Like, I don't want it to be one off of 10, like top 9 or top 6 or something. It's just that didn't feel right for me, so that's why maybe some of these are not exactly ones that came out in 2023, and some of them are maybe some that you wouldn't really expect to be put on a list like this. But as I said in last video, this is my list, and if you like some of these, some other shows more that wasn't on the list, or like some of these shows that are lower in the list and higher, you want them to be in a different position, that's totally fine. That is understandable. And this is not a final set list for anything. This is just how I felt when I've seen these shows. And if you like some of them more, you will like some less than I do. All the best to you. You know, just everybody has different opinions. So this is not. I'm not trying to say that mine is better than anybody else's. Definitely not. Far from it. So I'm just wanting to put something like that. Just tell me you guys what I thought about some of these, maybe. And as yesterday as well, there's like some mini reviews of each show as well, in a way, because I didn't have the time to actually review some of them during last year. I may put, because I was gonna do like more reviews of each movie and each show, like, but I didn't get the time to it. But I'm also possibly could be doing another something video about some of the movies that I like the most, and just go through them a little bit more extra, possibly, but we'll see. There is also a possibility that we'll be doing a list for the top video games that I played last year. Also not the biggest list, but it could be somewhere around this length of this one too. If you guys want that, we'll see. Maybe in a week or two sometime I'll maybe get to that, but for now let's just do this. And I'll be starting it off with, at number 10 we have Monarch, the spin-off show, or the show like in the same universe as the Monsterverse thing, or yeah, kind of, if you want, whatever we want to call it, you know, the Godzilla monster thing that they have started off videos and all that stuff, with Kong, and like the first Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, Kong, oh, you know, that thing. Because there's a movie as well coming out now this year, in the spring. Sorry. And I'm super hyped for that one, but they also released this in the fall now, and they did, or fall winter, they did a pretty good job with it. I haven't seen, this is one of those on kind of cheap, that's why it's so low. You probably say, oh, that show is pretty good, because yes, it is, but I have not seen the full thing yet. That's why I put it at number 10. I still wanted to include it, because I I didn't want to leave it out. But it's still, I haven't seen the full thing. But so far, what I've seen from it, it's very solid. It's very good. A very good addition to that whole universe, and can't wait to finish it all up pretty much as well. Uh, very interesting stuff that connects into the movies and everything as well. Line it's just like kind of how pseudo prequel thing as well, and it has a lot of different things like that in it. So it's a very good, it's a very kind of good prequel show kind of thing going on. So yeah, can't wait to fully keep on going in and watching that even more. And then kind of begrudgingly and regretfully, I'm putting Secret Invasion at number 9. But don't get me wrong though, I know this show got plenty of flack for the finale and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong though, I enjoyed this show, and I'm not in that same boat as some people were, that this is just horrendous. There was like a horrendous ending, or it wasn't as gonna be. Yes, is there things I would probably want to be different in this show? Yes, of course, but it's not a perfect show. But I still did enjoy it. I still definitely did enjoy it. I did a whole reaction thing to it as well, and it was just overall it would have benefited if it had if it kind of had more episodes. That would have benefited the show way more if it had a little bit more episodes than it did, than just 6. If it was like a 9-episode thing or something, and they had a few more things, because at times it felt a bit rushed towards the end, and that's maybe why people really couldn't get into it as well in the end. But overall, though, the acting in this and most of the characters were really, really good. Samuel L. Jackson once more just really killing it, and everybody else in this too. Emilia Clarke did a great job as Gaia, I believe her name was, right? I haven't seen it since I watched it in the summer, so I believe that was it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if probably I'll leave it if I'm wrong. But she did a good job nonetheless. She did a good job with doing this show. And I hope we see more of her going down the line. Definitely. Hopefully she appears in the Avengers movies too and stuff like that. So, but yeah, Secret Invasion, it has to come at number 9 because most of these other ones, at least, didn't feel as rushed. And it was a close one between this one and the 8th one, because 8th one isn't really that much of an overall big show, but it has more with my personal preferences to do than anything else. But yeah, but Secret Invasion at least is in the top 10, so it is, I still very much did enjoy it. At number 8, we have some of the most of you probably have not seen, and that's okay. But I wanted to put it in here because I like this person, and I like this show. I like cooking as well, and I like it. It is Selena and Chef plus Chef Home for the Holidays. I'm not gonna talk much about this because I know people like what is that? But I just enjoyed the feeling of it. I like Selena, of course, one of my favorite artists. I know, of course, I love her as an actress as well. And this, I love cooking, and this was pretty much a really fun holiday cooking show for a few weeks' time, and it was just a nice feeling for the holidays, and I definitely did enjoy it. More personal, and with her and her family and stuff like that. It was nice. I had a good time watching it, and if you're a Selena fan watching this, you will understand as well. But also just because it is just that kind of small thing, not a bigger pop culture thing. That's why it is not that much higher on the list. But for me, I believe at least I had to give it a number 8 spot because it just, yeah, it resonated with me so much, and it just felt, it was a feel good thing, and I enjoyed watching it pretty much a lot. So yeah, that's why that one's at number 8. And then we go into number 7, which of course is The Mandalorian. season 3. This season was very interesting of The Mandalorian because before this, I just caught up to all of Mandalorian, but I didn't watch the first two seasons as they were released back back when in 2020 whatever to 2021 when the hell they were released when first Disney Plus came in and all that. I did not really do that because at first I wasn't as interested, but then as I saw more and more about it online, I wanted to catch up and once because it looked pretty fun, and it was. I enjoyed the first two seasons. I was excited to get into the third season as well, and this one it definitely did deliver. It definitely delivered most of the things pretty good. It had some very interesting moments, you know. Not as a big shocker moment as the last two seasons, but it did still have a solid Mandalorian kind of arc, more 100% centered Mandalorian arc with the people them taking back Mandalore kind of in the end. Spoiler alert. They kind of bring everything. Just skip ahead if you haven't seen most of it. So they kind of have seen most of it. Throughout the whole season, they kind of try to get back into it. Bo-Katan is kind of trying to get back into like being a leader again. Like after, of course, they bomb her or her home, some pirates do, and it so and then she comes back into it. With Mando going off to the cavern over there, like. Or whatever you want to call it, like that place where all the other Mandalorians are in that cave in one planet. And she helps save what is his name? Vizsla's kid, his son. Paz Vizsla's son, right? She helps him, and then she gets welcomed in, and everybody they kind of get together, like trying to go off, and then try to stop all these people. First, the pirates, of course, they stop them in one episode of trying to attack the city where Navarro, I believe it is, and then they come back, of course, later on with when they join them back in together to stop Moff Gideon because he's returned, he escaped from imprisonment. They're joining, trying to go into Mandalore and trying to take back the whole thing finally, because he's trying to take that over, trying to clone himself and trying to do a lot of stuff, and they defeat him. And yeah, it was not as like crazily about as in the first two seasons, but for what it was still pretty good. I still enjoyed it. Some episodes maybe were a little bit off, a little bit like, I don't know, felt a little bit foolish, but overall the story and setting up towards the end and stuff like that, it still left me excited and for the future, and hopefully we'll see more. It's some rumors that the fourth season is probably gonna be turned into a movie, maybe. I don't know what's gonna happen really, but whenever it happens though, I hope we can see Din soon again, and I'm definitely excited to see him again. Because yeah, it's a great character. Pedro Pascal is doing a great job. Gorky Sankoff is Bo-Katan, of course, doing great. Everybody else as well. Even Paz Vizsla, Jon Favreau, he has a very heroic kind of moment in this as well. So very good, very good. I like everything with Gideon as well. But as once more, it kind of felt a little bit off at times and wasn't as solid as the last two seasons for me, but still very, very good, very, very good. And I can't wait to see more what's going to happen when those characters return. Of course, Grogu as well. I didn't even mention him, but like, yeah, he got some very nice and cool moments and cute moments as well. So pretty cool. And at number 6, we have another. This is the second like kind of cheating one, because this did come out last year, before in 2022. But I did watch it this year. So just to make a complete top 10, I had to include something, and this is Camp Cretaceous season 5, or the whole. You kind of say the whole show together. I can talk about because as maybe so I said before, I'm a big dinosaur nerd, pretty much, or at least I was even more when I was younger. I love dinosaurs. I love Jurassic Park. As I said before, some of you may know that's my favorite movie of all time. And this animated show was very, very fun and very interesting to get into because, of course, it's mostly geared for kids, but adults can watch it too. It has some very fun, very interesting, very nice moments in it because the about these 6 kids that get left on on Nublar, and after the park goes down of Jurassic World, shuts down after what happens in Jurassic World, and they get stuck there and they have to try to escape. And the first few seasons is them trying to get off the island, and they get off, but they go into the secondary island and meet up with some other people, and like there's many bad guys, of course, always trying to steal the DNAs and all that stuff. I cannot get in fully into it. Maybe I'll do a full-on review sometime of the whole thing, but there's plenty of like dino stuff in there. You see plenty of different dinosaurs, and the last season, the season 5, was very solid as well. Everything wrapping up very much good together. We got Dawson coming in as a villain. As I would have said, there's gonna be spoilers in this, but it's and others people too. One of the characters, sorry, I'm not gonna spoil this, but one of the characters' dads are get involved, and and it's the whole thing there with kind of old dinosaurs and all that, and it's somewhat you can see it setting up, slowly connecting into Jurassic World, Jurassic World Dominion, kind of setting up, but this is kind of taking place loosely after, like, the first season is like loosely after Jurassic World. Then it goes into when the seasons 2 to 3, 4 kind of happens. It's like somewhat during Fallen Kingdom, like it's possibly around there. And then the last season kind of sets up into Dominion in some ways. I believe they hint towards some small things. And there's also like a sequel kind of type of show coming out this year, done by the same people, and I cannot wait to watch that as well. I think it's gonna have one of the main characters returning, Darius, and I think that's maybe also kind of just happening before or during the not entirely sure, but it's like at least continuing on from the plot in some type of ways. But yeah, but that, at least I had to put it up there, and it's at number 6 for me because I do love Jurassic Park a lot, and I finally got to finish this whole thing last year. So just the tail end of last year. So this pretty recently I finished it up, and I definitely really enjoyed it. So it's right there for me for sentimental, nostalgic, and personal reasons in that sense. And then at number 5 we have Ahsoka. This show was very much something I wasn't 100% sure what they're gonna give us going into this, because the trailer looked great and all that stuff, but like I loved her in The Mandalorian. Rosario Dawson does an incredible job there, but such a good, it really exceeded my expectations in many ways. Do I wish it could have been maybe a little bit longer, maybe the different things? Yes, of course, but overall, for what it brought, it was very solid part of this whole story that Dave Filoni is doing. I definitely enjoyed the dynamic between each characters, between Sabine and Ahsoka and Hera coming back, all those people from Rebels. That was also very fun to check out, to see them back in live action like that. The only ones we have seen before were Zeb and Chopper, but now we got Hera as well, and also, spoiler alerts, we got Ezra back, of course, obviously. and of course the villain, that's not really a spoiler, it's Grand Admiral Thrawn. So that was really awesome. He was great. The same actor as well, amazingly done in live action. So like menacing, so like really cold and calculated, like super cool villain, and can't wait to see more of him in the future, and everybody else really as well. The guy who plays Ezra did a great job. Of course, Natasha Liu Bordizzo, I think Bordizzo, was her name, who plays Sabine very well, as well, really good as well. I think she stepped up Sabine's character. I know a lot of people, some people didn't kind of like Sabine somewhat from Rebels, or maybe have different opinions, but for me, I always enjoyed it. I think Natasha did a great job bringing her to live action and really getting this character up again, and her kind of dynamic with Ahsoka being her master and all that kind of stuff, and training her and what everything that happens throughout. Really, really good. Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera, wonderful as well. For the scene she has. Well, yeah, of course. The two pseudo villain kind of people, but before I get to the main one, of course, we have Balin Skull and Sheena T. I think with the girl play Shin, she I think her name was Ivana Sakno or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think it was something like that. She was really great. Like, just I love the expressions she had on her face most of the time, and how that very, very interesting character as well. I cannot wait to see more of her as well. She kind of had some really intimidating, kind of cool scenes as well throughout the show, and hopefully we'll see more of her and her story going forward, what happens to her. But also, of course, Balin Skull, played by the late Ray. Oh, now I'm blanking on this. I just had his name in my. Is it Ray Fisher? Maybe it is. I think it is. I'll leave it below. I'm sorry. I'm just I don't know what's in there, but I just had it in my head as well. I was just thinking about it, and it just sometimes it just sometimes it happens. But him, the amazing actor, so sad. I know his name is Ray at least, so blanking on the last name, but he was an incredible actor. He did so good, and it's so sad that he passed away. And they probably will recast the character, but it's just gonna miss his performance. He did an incredible job with Balin Skull. Really, really good. Such a great kind of feeling throughout, and how he spoke, and how he did everything so good. And I hope the next whoever takes over, I'm pretty sure they will also do a good job. Hopefully they can keep that kind of going, and hopefully we'll see more of Balin and what happens to him, and what he's gonna do. But very, very sad that he passed away, and that we won't see him as in the role anymore. But yeah, I love the dedicated, like the end of the first episode, they left they dedicated that to him. So yeah, but yeah. That's pretty much what I thought about the show. And of course, we have Hayden Christensen back as well. Not to mention that, just to mention the elephant in the room, we have Hayden Christensen back as Anakin as well in a couple episodes, which was really, really cool. That really brought me back, to the Clone Wars days and the prequels and all that. Just really awesome. We saw some kind of live action Clone Wars thing. And of course, the Siege of Mandalore too, with Ahsoka, the actor for Ahsoka, young Ahsoka, Ariana Greenblatt, I believe her name is, so good with that. Really did a great job there. She played young Gamora as well, and a couple others like the Avengers Infinity War. So she's a great actress. So that was a really cool thing to see. a great moment, and we'll see what happens going forward. If the ending leaves it up in there, I don't know what's gonna happen, but we'll see if we get a season 2 of Ahsoka, or that their story continues in down the line in a Mandalorian thing, or the final movie that they're gonna do. They're all leading up to some kind of big movie, I believe. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. And at number 4, we have kind of the last show that was released, kind of mostly like the main type of thing before the end of the year, and that is What If. It was good that this got pushed back because I hadn't finished up all the What If episodes yet. The last 2 episodes, I need to watch them, but now I have. And wow, this this really stepped up from the first season. Much better, much better. This was incredibly well done. The animation, the voice acting, and every episode really brought into that kind of feeling of actually what if kind of thing. At least the later half of it mostly. The first 2 were a little bit like normal kind of what if kind of stories, but the later half of the season, that really brought it. I loved that. Especially a couple episodes, like the episode 6, I believe it was, or 5 or 6, with the new character that they added, Kahorti. She was incredible, such a great new character, and I love this feeling of that whole episode, and everybody speaking like the Native American language, kind of their own native, which throughout the whole thing, there was no English, they were just speaking. So good, so good. Like, that was wonderfully done, and her powers again, like coming from the Tesseract, as well, and how she moves and how everything she does, wonderfully done. I just love the feeling of that episode, so good. And she returns again in the final as well. And then she speaks English, so she learns languages pretty quickly. She learns Spanish pretty quickly too. But the actress who plays her, voice actress there, she's also gonna be an Echo too, I believe. So, but I like to see her maybe do in live action too. I would like to see her in the Secret Wars or something, if they can bring her in. I would actually enjoy that. I would actually like to see that happen. But but besides her as well, there was many great different stuff. The 1602 Avengers kind of style thing that happened. Captain Carter throughout this whole thing, once again, wonderfully great character. I've seen some people kind of hating on the character and think it's just, and I just don't understand what they're thinking. Like, I don't know, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But like, she's not being forced. She's just a cool character. Haley Atwell does a great job, and everybody really. The first episode with Nebula and that kind of what is the word? What is the name I'm looking for? Oh my god, I forgot the name of the movie now. I'm forgetting a lot today. Jesus. Oh. I forgot it right now. The movie with Harrison Ford, that the futuristic, that it'll come to me, but you know what I'm talking about. It has those kind of feeling of that, and also of kind of a bit of Josh Dredd-ish kind of stuff as well. It's very cool. It's very cool. Throughout the whole season, just loved everything, all the stories, everything just fit in together and just was brought up perfectly. The finale was very good. Though I don't know if it was as bombastic and big as the first season's finale, but it still did its very good job. And that tease in the end, like spoiler alert, with the we kind of was in the trailer too, but they showed the Idris whole kind of Loki thing. So he's more connected than you think. This is more connected to everything as well, and she's part of that whole. I believe possibly like a multiversal team that Loki has. Maybe they'll watch and her and Loki will come back into Secret Wars together. I don't know. Anything can really happen, but it was definitely great. Blade Runner. There you go. That's the one I was looking for. Blade Runner. I thought you would come to me, but it had a feeling of Blade Runner. But the first episode. But overall, What If? Very great season. Can't wait for season 3. They're only teased season 3, so it's probably coming sometime this year. They released a clip of Bucky and Lexi together in a car getting chased by police or something. I think one of them was the guy who's Goliath. One of the Lawrence character, him. I think that was him and chasing them possibly. But I don't know. Could be. Now we'll see when that releases sometime this year, hopefully. So can't wait to see more of What If, because there's so many more possibilities what they could do with this show. And there's plenty of Marvel shows coming out this year, so like, oh, not super plenty, but some very good ones. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And now we're getting into top 3, and of course at number 3, this is a show I wanted to talk about for long. I wanted to do a review mostly, but I haven't been able to do it yet. I'll talk about this season. It's Only Murders in the Building season 3. I'm not gonna go too deep into this because I want to do a whole other video on it, but what I can say is at least, wow, this show is so much fun. Just everybody in this is hilarious, so much good in the murder mystery and everything is so great to watch. I've been trying to get my mom into watching this as well. It's so good, like Steve Martin, Martin Short, Selena Gomez, everybody else like in there. Meryl Streep in this. Wonderful, so funny, but also so emotional in some ways. Just absolutely incredible. Paul Rudd, just in this season, Paul Rudd is always so much fun, and I love that they got him in this. So I can't wait for the 4th season, see who they bring in next, which kind of like big star. They always have somebody come in, and like some big stars coming in each season. Heck, even Matthew Broderick was in this season. Had like a fun subplot there with the Martin Short's character Oliver. So it's very, very fun, and there's so much great stuff. And with how they solve this murder mystery and how they set everything up in each episode and all that, from the first season to this one, it's always been very, very great, and I love it. I definitely love it, and I hope it finally wins even more awards. I already won some awards. I hope it does win even more. Hope it wins Golden Globe this this weekend now. I do hope that, and the actors win their Golden Globe awards as well. So this show is wonderful. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. And I will do more of a full-on review of the whole thing, maybe after season 4, or maybe sometime later this year before season 4, going into that, maybe just catch up on everything. So we'll see. We'll see later this year how I do. I don't even know if they're gonna film this year. Maybe season 4 comes out next year, but we'll see. Down the line, a review of the whole thing is coming. And then at number 2, we have a show that this was tough. This was tough. 2 and 1 were tough to really put out because both of these shows were absolutely incredible and have so much drama, so much, also some fun moments and a lot of different like intrigue. But it came down to one thing really, and that was just overall kind of impact, should I say, like overall impact that it had and what it means for more. Because one of them is just a season 1, the number 2 is just a season 1, or the other one is a conclusion of maybe the whole series, but also setting up more for the future, and has that bigger feeling for now. Because I'm pretty sure that one, number 2, it will be more soon enough. It will be even a bigger thing, because season 2 probably could be beating out more. It could be even a number 1 contender for next year when that comes out. But I had to do it like this because my feeling, and at number 2, It's tough. Uh, it is The Last of Us Season 1. As you know, I love The Last of Us games. I love these games, and there's the remaster, like PS5 remaster thing coming out for Part 2 in a couple of weeks, in a week or two or so. But that's gonna be amazing. But I was so excited to watch this show, and it delivered incredibly well. It exceeded my expectations. The acting, the everything, such a great adaptation, really. And the changes that they made sense. They really made sense, and it fit, and it really worked. Of course, you have to make changes in stuff like this when you adapt, but they have to make sense, and they did in this show very well. Especially that one episode with Bill and and all that. But I'm not gonna go into deep spoilers in this because I don't want, because there's games and all that, so I'm not gonna do that. But I can say that whatever they did with this and what they're gonna do next is just so well done. Props to everyone involved. You know, Pedro Pascal, great as Joel. Bella Ramsey, amazing as Ellie. Um, Heck, even Anna Torv, or her name is, I think, did great as Tess in those episodes. Well, not long, obviously. I think if you have played the game, that's a little there, but if you played the first game, but that was great. You almost feel like it came out in 2022. That's like it's been a year now since it came out. It feels longer than that, but it did come out early in this year, last year, early 2023. So it was fun. It was really fun. It was great throughout, and such a amazing adaptations. Even if you already played the game and you knew somewhat what's gonna happen, it still left you with some surprise, even because of the changes. They made sense, and you still felt like, wow, you still felt that impact because they made it so good and believe it in that in live action story. So that's very well done, and I cannot wait for season 2 next year. They were gonna film that season this year, and I just can't wait to get the first trailer, maybe later this year. So it's gonna be amazing to see what they do next, and how they keep going, because this is just such a wonderful adaptation of this game and this story. So yeah, wonderfully done. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out, because even if you haven't played the games, that's even better. Just you get going blind to it and just you experience it all for the first time, because it's pretty close to the game, but it's a little bit small different things, but that doesn't take away anything, really. It's really, really good. So yeah, that's my number 2, and that's probably when you know what number 1 is going to be. This has got longer than I expected again, but I'm sorry, but I'm gonna try to wrap it up now. Number 1 is Loki. Of course, Loki season 2. This was just phenomenal. Just everything about this, how they set things up, and how they're just doing everything with the like the character kind of evolution of this Loki. The kind of character development, and how he gets into becoming, from starting out from season 1 being this kind of snobby guy, to like just going through a whole character arc in just these 2 seasons, and becoming a true true kind of guide, and like image for hope kind of thing for the multiverse, by the end, and doing such an selfless act and sacrificing himself in such a way. But spoiler alert, I'm gonna talk about some small spoilers, so if you want to just skip towards the end when I just wrap things up. But by the end, of course, you see that Loki kind of sacrifices himself. Well, not in a way that he dies or anything, but it's more that he sacrifices his freedom, could you say, kind of. He goes in and he destroys the loom, takes over as like a living loom kind of thing, and takes all the branches together and gives them life, and it's like it controls kind of everything and makes sure everything works well in all the timelines. and all and so on. And as I said a bit earlier, kind of forms the intro still kind of tree, as you can see, and it's so good, so impactful, and such a great way to end that for him at that moment. And when we see him again, probably down the line around Avengers 5 or Secret Wars, it's gonna be such a great feeling, pretty much, even better because how far he has come and how what he did here. Throughout the whole season, we have some great stuff as well through it. You know, Miss Minutes, of course, back, Ravonna, Renslayer, though very solid characters, you know. Sylvie, once again, also a little bit of somewhat lesser role in this one, but still towards the end they really do bring her in, and they do at least good enough stuff with her, and it just makes sense for how they set things up. And I hope we see more of her down the line. But also Mobius, you know, you can't go wrong with him. It's so good. It's so fun, and he gets his jet ski finally. He got to be on a jet ski finally. But you know, Owen Wilson just absolutely nails it once again. So good. Just get a more personal backstory of all the characters kind of that were in the TVA, somewhat where they were plucked from, where they were taken from. And even Sylvie gets kind of like her own home world thing. And it's just it's really well done. And of course, Ouroboros, I cannot even stress this enough. K.U. Hyun-won. I can't really pronounce his name right. I don't even, but you know who I'm talking about. I think something like that. You know who I'm talking about. He does such a great job here as the character OB Ouroboros. So great, so fun, so kind of as well, just wonderful. I love that addition. And I hope we see more of him as well. It's just really, really great. Really, really great. And of course, we have to address the elephant in the room once more, Jonathan Majors. And this being kind of his final performance as Kang, as it seems. This was good. He did great. As once again, He Who Remains coming back, and also as Victor Timely. Very, very good, solid, fun, great performance. And of course, I will miss him as Kang. He did a great job, and I think it's a whole unfortunate situation. But I hope they find somebody who can replace someone good who can replace him and still work this whole Kang story in a proper way. So when we do get back to Kang, so yeah, still great performance by him, and that's not gonna change. And overall, Loki was such a fun thing, and it was very, very solid, very, very good, and very, very awesome to really see them wrap it up in such an incredible way. The music, the acting, just the effects and everything, so good. And yeah, that's pretty much my top 10 list. I'm sorry it went on, but I changed my mind kind of middle through. I was just gonna wrap them up, but I wanted to get into making smaller reviews of each show as well, because I couldn't do it before. But I hope you can skip through to ones you want to hear the most about. So yeah, as I said for the last one, but just slightly shorter than that one. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, leave a like down below, and also subscribe if you're not done already, and ring the notification bell as always to get notified next time a video comes up. And yeah, tell me down below what you guys think. What was your favorite show of 2023? Let me your lists, and what do you think? You know, what are you most excited for this year? There's some cool stuff coming out this year as well in terms of shows too. You know, I'm not entirely sure overall what it is. I need to check back in what it was. I forgot kind of, but there's some good stuff around. With at least with Marvel, there's a few good things. Echo is coming up in a few days time. So yeah, it's but there's some great stuff overall always, like throughout every year. But 2024 is gonna be a very different year, at least for Marvel, but there's still plenty of other things in between, as I said in the last video. So hopefully we'll be very well entertained. So yeah, That's gonna do it. Thank you guys once again for watching and subscribing, and as I said last one too, thank you for a whole incredible 2023, and everybody watched and liked and subscribed and all that then, and hopefully this year is gonna bring us all some more fun stuff to do and to experience, and I wish you all the best throughout the whole year, and that you achieve everything you want to achieve. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.